Each week we go inside Cal High sports with athletes who are outstanding for a variety of reasons.
This week, Taylor Lambert took out the wading boot.
Marissa, here at Cal High Sports, we try to cover every high school sport we can get our hands on. This week we have some truly special student athletes who don't play on a green rectangle field or wooden court. This story is about young people bass fishing on the Delta Teen Team. We headed out to Bethel Island to cover their most recent tournament and learn a bit more.
Inside Cal High Sports.
When producing a story on the Delta Teen Bass Fishing Team, it was a good chance to shed some light on a lesser-known sport. But the first thing we did learn is that you better be a morning person. The first moments of sunrise illuminate the merging waters of the Sacramento Delta. As morning breaks on the maze of waterways, there's no sound to be heard, besides the zip of fishing line in the air. The Delta Teen Team holds tournaments 6 months out of the year. They start them early at 6 a.m. with a 4 a.m. wake-up call.
I don't like getting up early to go to school, but if it's something I like this, I don't mind getting up for it. I'll get up at 1 o'clock in the morning for it.
It's tiring. I get home and I'll probably pass out on my bed, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. It's supposed to be hot, like 102, but it's all right.
As the fishermen and fisherwomen set out on their boats at 6:30 a.m., the tournament starts and continues until 1:30 in the afternoon. Today's format is set at a limit of 4 fish per contestant, with the heaviest cumulative weight coming out the winner. The Delta Teen Team is made up of student athletes from 11 to 18 years old from all over the Bay. And while it's not your traditional ball sport, these anglers believe competitive fishing is a sport nonetheless.
You know, we're not just sitting around waiting for a fish to come. You know, we're out there like doing different things to make these fish bite and, you know, strategy. It's different from any other fishing and it's just pure fun.
An opinion Delta Teen Team President Gabe Snyder echoes as well.
This is definitely a sport because, you know, there's a lot of a technique that goes into it. You know, like my brother's an avid football player, and he's always like, you know, that's not a sport. You guys don't, you know, you don't condition or practice for it, but you know, really we do. You know, there's guys out here that fish pro-ams, or you know, I've come out here before and you fish sun up, sun down, and it's a toll on your body.
Bass fishing takes a while to get the hang of, with different strategies, poles, and approaches of presenting the bait to the fish. It's not easy, so it takes a craving from these young men and women to get out on the water.
Yeah, the kids get in this club. They're just very passionate about their fishing. They just live to fish, and they keep the enthusiasm and the dream alive. They just, even if they have a tough day, they can still turn around and catch a big one.
And that big one was caught this fall afternoon by none other than KASEY Slick. Well, Hunter DeJesus weighed in as the top overall fisherman that day with 9.4 pounds of bass, proving it's all worth it when you hook that monster and pull him in the boat.
You know, do a little dance, scream a little bit, show off a little bit, you know.
It's definitely a good feeling because you catch a big fish, it's just like, and you hook them, and either they start ripping drag or they're shaking their head and they're wanting to fight. It's an adrenaline rush for sure.
An adrenaline rush these student athletes search for every weekend, no matter if it means getting up at 4 a.m. on a Sunday.
We really had so much fun out there on the Delta, so a big thanks to the whole Delta Teen Team. And if you want to learn a little bit more about them, you can check them out on Facebook. And Robert, that was some good bass.
That is good bass, no doubt about it, but it looks like a great time, even though it was very early in the morning. Thanks for getting up so early. Appreciate that. We have a new part.